Yo, what is up? King Kang here, your favorite one to hate, the one that fucks your mother, your favorite one to eat shit from. And today, I got some motherfucking news to talk about, and it's aliens. You read the title. I'm sure the title's gonna have something about aliens. I don't know the title just yet, but it's gonna be aliens. It's gonna be in there. But yeah, and Rings of Saturn. I'm wearing this Rings of Saturn shirt because it just fits. Alien core. Fuck yeah. So, I made a post about this just yesterday in one of my, as a smoke vid on Instagram. Because a friend, she told me about, we were talking in the morning, and she was like, did you hear about, the whole, someone, revealed something about aliens and that there's a galactic federation and all this shit. I was like, what the fuck? No, I would know about this shit. What the fuck? And so, later on when I had more time, I did my own little research, Googled some shit, and yeah, she wasn't fucking kidding. So, we're just gonna go over that right now. So I don't know if any super mainstream media were talking about it, on the news or whatever, but there are articles, for any of you that still read anything ever, there are articles. But for those of you who don't, I'll read one for you. This one is by the Jerusalem Post. This was made just 4 hours ago. And this whole thing, I think, the Jerusalem Post came out with, and it's now been about 2 days or 2 nights or so since this was revealed. And I just want to go through it, talk about it, and because something that I mentioned in that smoke vid yesterday, where I kind of skimmed through the situation. Months ago, earlier this year, the U.S. they basically said, we have a UFO task force, some shit like that, and they basically admitted that we know that they're out there. We're researching that shit, but nobody talked about that. What the fuck? So and now this. But this is getting somewhat more so talked about, but at the same time, not really. I don't know. But let's get to this article. Former Israeli space security chief says aliens exist and humanity not ready. So I'll be going through this and just leave it saying what I want to say here and there as we go through this article. So also sorry if my hair looks shitty, it's curly as fuck, and This Galactic Federation has supposedly been in contact with Israel and the US for years, but are keeping themselves a secret to prevent hysteria until humanity is ready. Has the state of Israel made contact with aliens? According to a retired Israeli officer and current professor Haim Eshed, the answer is yes, but this has been kept a secret because humanity isn't ready, which is something that you hear a lot, this is what a lot of people will say. It's just something I've heard a lot, that, for example, the government, something the government would say, or theories as to why the government wouldn't reveal this to us, is that, and I think something that they kind of have said before is that, in a way, they've said that even if they did exist, they wouldn't tell us because they don't think we're ready. I can see that, but at the same time, there's millions of us who believe in fucking aliens, who just think it's pretty fucking obvious that there's fucking aliens, alright? And those UFOs, those unidentified flying objects, I think should be pretty obvious that they're probably alien ships most of the time. If they don't have any fucking blinking lights, and it's just some weird fucking light in the sky moving in ways that no human plane normally does, come on. UFO? alien shit, bitch. Alright? Like, fuck you, alright? If you like are skeptical as fuck, you're gonna fucking hate this video. Let's just go through it. Alright, I'm gonna go through shit. But yeah, I think for the most part, I think humanity is kind of ready, or at least those of us who believe in aliens and those that have had encounters. I think the people who are skeptical and shit, who just keep, just love to deny shit, I think those would be the people who would not be able to handle it, because it's pretty obvious, right? But yeah, so moving on. Speaking in an interview to Yediot Ahoronat Eshed, who served as the head of Israel's space program for nearly 30 years and is a 3-time recipient of the Israel Security Award, explained that Israel and the U.S. have both been dealing with aliens for years. I keep getting distracted at myself because I seem to be pronouncing Israel in many different fucking ways. So just deal with it. Anyway, explaining that Israel and the U.S. have both been dealing with aliens for years. I wouldn't doubt it, right? Especially the U.S. Come on. And this by no means refers to immigrants. Goddamn right. Was Shed clarifying the existence of a galactic federation. The 87-year-old former head of the Defense Ministry's Space Division gave further descriptions about exactly what sort of agreements have been made between the aliens and the U.S., which ostensibly have been made because they wish to research and understand the fabric of the universe. Of course that's what these fuckers want, right? This cooperation includes a secret underground base on Mars, where there are American and alien representatives. So, first off, one thing I want to get to is that, first off, he's apparently 87. Now, I know, and this is exactly, you gotta think about it in a different way, right? Like, a lot of people will say, he's 87, he's probably fucking retarded, that that he can't fuck, that he's just fucked, that he's fucked up. But isn't that exactly what motherfuckers would want you to think? Okay, like let's say I was this guy, right? And like I was working for fucking NASA or some shit, or I was a fucking astronaut, right? Went out to Mars or the moon and saw some fucking aliens. But I was like, because I'm still working at NASA and shit, and because I just started or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I can't really expose that kind of shit yet, right? So I would have to wait until the right time, or when I would think humanity would be ready. Even if it is when I'm an old fucking man. So, like, because the dude has like, which it gets to in this article, he has like a lot of fucking, degrees and awards and all that shit. He seems pretty fucking credible at the end of the day of what he would be fucking saying. And he even says, like, he already like kind of marks out the shit that people would say that, oh, he's fucking crazy. He goes on to say, yeah, if I would have said this like 5 years ago, yeah, I would have been put in a fucking hospital, in a mental hospital. And it's kind of true. Humans are so retarded in the way that they want to see shit like aliens and all that shit. You know what I mean? But then when it comes to the possibility of it being actually exposed and everything, suddenly you're all little bitches and you just want to deny everything and try to make up any and every fucking excuse for it not to be, It's pretty, to me it gets pretty sick of hearing that same shit of just like, someone comes out with this, but then, because let's face it, it can be covered up in any way. Next thing you know, the government will either, he's either fucking disappeared, or he died of old age, or he was hospitalized and has schizophrenia or some shit. You know what I mean? The moment that kind of shit is put on someone, suddenly that person is entirely not credible at all. When I think that's pretty bullshit, because I think that that's a really good way for you to cover up something that someone said that they're maybe not supposed to say yet. Because I guess, the government would know, hey, if we say this guy is fucking insane or some shit, then no one's gonna listen to him. Yeah, to me, it kind of makes sense. It's a whole fucking thing. But just because the guy is 87, don't discredit him just because of that right away and shit. Come on. And if he was so fucking mentally fucked, then I think he would already be hospitalized, right? Years ago and shit. But yeah, so, and then a fucking underground base on Mars. Alright? Mars. Underground base. I used to watch, and I still like watching on YouTube channels that talk about aliens and UFO sightings and theories of that kind of shit, right? And one theory that a lot of these channels have speculated is that they've looked at photos of Mars and weird shapes on the surface of Mars and shit, and they always said, hey, there could be an underground base on Mars. This looks like an entrance. This looks like an entrance. This looks like this and that. And now this 87-year-old mofo that used to actually be a space security chief is saying, yeah, there is a fucking underground base on Mars. So now it's these theories that we have had are suddenly also now being confirmed, Yeah, so let's go on with the article. If true, this would coincide with U.S. President Donald Trump's creation of the Space Force as the fifth branch of the U.S. Armed Forces, though it is unclear how long this sort of relationship, if any, has been going on between the U.S. and its reported extraterrestrial allies. But Ashed insists that Trump is aware of them and that he was on the verge of disclosing their existence. Now, I think I remember this. I think it was even actually this year, possibly, that he said that he was gonna, say something about it. Or I just remember something about him saying something about I'm gonna, we're gonna talk about aliens or some shit like that. But then he never did, and it was kind of fucking weird. But I guess, if there is a galactic federation and shit, bro, if an alien, if some alien fucking tells you, hey, you better not say that shit, motherfucker. Might just listen to that one, unless you're just a true rebel motherfucker. Which, in that case, fuck it, die for the cause, motherfucker. But, I think most people, if told by an alien, hey, you better not, or I'm gonna fucking probe you with a laser gun, I don't know, but whatever, some shit like that, right? I think most people would be like, alright, yeah, I'll shut the fuck up. No, I'll just, people would just forget about it. And eventually they did. But, yeah, however, the Galactic Federation reportedly stopped him from doing so, saying they wished to prevent mass hysteria since they felt humanity needed to evolve and reach a stage where we will understand what space and spaceships are, Yediot Aharonot reported. Now that's something that again, I've heard the longest time is excuses and shit, mass hysteria. We humans, the majority of people would freak out, and everyone would fucking drive their cars into trees and cause 12 more 9/11s all around the world. Nah, bro. I'm sure there's gonna be people who will freak out and shit, maybe. But I think the majority of people, we're probably not gonna be all chill, cool. We're probably more gonna be holy fuck! But in an excited kind of way. but it also, and yeah, kind of scared because you don't know. You're right. We don't know what the fuck they're gonna do to us. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we don't know how shit could go. We don't know what kind of contracts the U.S. could be making with those motherfuckers. So yeah, it could still be scary, but like, I don't think we'd be fucking just going ape shit. I don't know. Again, most people, I think, there's a lot of people, yeah, that already believe that aliens exist, and that a lot of people have already experienced even like close encounters of like third kind, or there's like a few different kinds. So, which there's something about a contract, that's in another article, I think, that I'll also get to. As for why he's chosen to reveal this information now, but, oh right, also, and he said, at a time, you know, they didn't think, because mass hysteria felt that humanity wasn't ready. We don't know when this was, you know, maybe, because I honestly, I kind of think the aliens would know more about when we might be ready or not. Maybe, I don't know. But, I don't know, maybe now it is time. You know, maybe now, like, you know, they feel it's time for us to know. Or the guy's old and he's like, no one's going to say this. No one's going to probably reveal this, and it'll be kept secret for even longer. And the dude might just be like, I'm going to die soon. I'm not taking this to my grave. I'm going to reveal this shit. And that's what he's doing. So, you know, maybe even though humanity isn't ready yet, maybe he just realizes that, you know, no one might reveal this for even a few more decades, possibly, right? And he's being that rebel motherfucker, being like, you know what, fuck it. You know, before I die, I'm gonna do this shit. So, you know, respect to that mofo, I guess. As for why he's chosen to reveal this information now, it should explain that the timing was simply due to how much the academic landscape has changed and how respected he is in the academia. If I had come up with what I'm saying today 5 years ago, I would have been hospitalized. So I said, he explained to the idiot. He added that today they're already talking differently. I have nothing to lose. I've received my degrees and awards. I am respected in universities abroad where the trend is also changing. Eshed provided more information in his newest book, The Universe Beyond the Horizon, Conversations with Professor Haim Eshed, along with other details such as how aliens have prevented nuclear apocalypses and when we can jump in and visit the Men in Black. The book is available now for NIS 98. Don't know what the fuck that is, but while it is unclear if any evidence exists that could support Eshed's claims, it did come just ahead of a recent announcement by Space IL, the group behind Israel's failed attempt to land a spacecraft on the moon in 2019. Uploaded to social media with the text, "Ready to get excited again." The announcement contained a 15-second video of the moon with text saying "Back to the Moon," followed by the date of December 9th, 2020, which was, as of me recording this, yesterday. Today's December 10th. It is likely that this follow-up to the Bereshit spacecraft, which crashed after engineers lost contact with it just minutes before it was due to land. However, the follow-up project titled Bereshit 2 is expected to take 3 years to be ready. And, that was the Jerusalem Post, and now NBC News made an article about this. It basically says a lot of what was just what I just said. The unidentified flying objects have asked not to publish that they are here. Humanity is not ready yet. Haim Eshed, former head of Israel's Defense Ministry's Space Directorate, told Israel's Yediot Aharonot newspaper. The interview in Hebrew ran on Friday and gained traction after parts were published in English by the Jerusalem Post on Tuesday. Let me skim through. A respected professor and retired general, Ashed said the aliens were equally curious about humanity and were seeking to understand the fabric of the universe. Again mentions underground base in the depths of Mars. Here is the thing. There is an agreement between the U.S. government and the aliens. They signed a contract with us to do experiments here. This is what worries me, motherfuckers. Because now the question is, what kind of experiments, right? And for how long have they had this contract? Because this is another theory that I've heard before that, that I've heard people talk about and shit. It's like the U.S. or whatever governments could have some kind of contract with, aliens to be able to do experiments on Earth. So like all those stories of abduction and everything, are seen, to anyone who thought they might have been bullshit, now suddenly doesn't seem as very much bullshit. But like, cause a lot of those stories, those people will say that they had some when they were abducted, something was implanted in some part of their body, and then they even like a lot of times went out, gone surgery and gotten the implant taken out, and there was something in there. You know what I mean? So what worries me is what kind of experiments are they allowing? That's a big question. That's what would worry me is like, because right now I'm taking this as like, I'm trying to take this in like a 95% true kind of thing, but I'm still also like on their side, like, so yeah, if this is true, what kind of experiments? That's what worries me. We don't know what the fuck the governments could be agreeing to with the aliens, and that's what worries me, because if the government has contact with the aliens, they can kind of do whatever the fuck they want, and let whatever happen to us, They could even like make suddenly. It could be like some kind of. I'm trying to find the word. I forgot that word. It could even be like. I can't remember the word, but like suddenly we get invaded or some shit, and society changes, but it's we can't do anything about it, and people are getting massively abducted, but it's fine because the U.S. government signed a contract that says that they can, and then it'll turn out into like shit that you see in a fucking movie. That's the kind of shit I worry about, because at this point it's always been a possibility, but now that it's kind of being exposed like this, it's even more kind of a possibility. Because at this point, it's just being said just straight up. Ain't no sugarcoating, ain't no nothing. Like just straight up saying, yeah, aliens exist, and there's an underground base on Mars. There's a fucking agreement with the U.S. We've known for like years. And, like the motherfucker's just being straight up honest. That's on my respect. Assuming that he is being honest. Because if this is some kind of fucking like prank or some shit, bro, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. But yeah. Let's see, what else? I'm skimming through. Right. The White House and Israeli officials did not immediately respond to NBC News' request for comment. Sue Go, a spokesperson for the Pentagon, declined to comment. Honestly, the U.S. is like a pro at like trying to cover shit up at this point. Everything, it almost seems like everything is they just go with, it's like they have a file, a button, Oh, what's that? Someone, shit's being talked about, some UFO? Oh shit, beep, balloon. Beep, fucking weather balloon. Each and every fucking time. At this point, they're pretty shitty at covering shit up. But yeah, so I wouldn't expect the U.S. government to really straight up say anything. Um, so you know, either way, that's just my thoughts on the whole thing. I mean, first off, it should already be fucking obvious that there are aliens. All right, to seriously think that we are the only fucking evolved species in the entire fucking universe, it's just straight up. I'm gonna tell you straight up. It's straight up fucking retarded, bro. Like, if you really think that shit, you're retarded, bro. Like, there's just no way to say it, right? Like, it's just stupid to really think that the universe is a huge thing. When people really try to say, even fucking scientists, bro, try to like talk about the universe like they know everything about the fucking universe, that's stupid as fuck to me, because no, the fuck you don't. You don't. None of us do, right? We can't say that this doesn't exist. We can't say that. We can't say that this is impossible. We can't say that. We truly can't actually say that, because the universe and even multiverses, it's just, everything is a possibility. It really is. Maybe not on our planet. Maybe not even in our galaxy, but in some other galaxy, in some other universe, it could be something that's entirely fucking possible. So to me, it's stupid to just completely mark something out and say that, nope, not possible. Nope, no, that's dumb. No, blah, blah, blah. That can't happen because of this and that. And it's like, for example, like, in order for humans to survive, we need, like, water. Water is basically everything, right? We're made up of, like, shit, I forgot the percentage, like 95% water or some shit like that. And so we need oxygen and, like, water to survive, right? And now, you know, a lot of people and even some scientists have said that it's an impossibility. Like, if there's no water on Mars, or if there's no oxygen in another planet or galaxy or whatever the fuck, then there can't be life there. I don't understand why the fuck they're saying that, because that's what they know that we humans need. How do you know that aliens need those things to survive? They're aliens. For them, what they need to survive maybe isn't water and oxygen. Maybe it's like an entirely different chemical compound, an entirely different substance. Just, you can't say that every life in the universe requires this and that to survive. You know what I mean? Maybe on Earth, yeah. But we'll still maybe, like, what, 95% of, like, the ocean's still, like, undiscovered and shit, you know what I mean? Like, there's still so much on Earth itself that's still undiscovered. But to say that, like, any other alien life needs these things to survive is completely fucking retardedly fucking stupid, motherfuckers. Because you're assuming that the aliens are just like us, and that's the thing. They probably wouldn't be, though. Or at least not, you know, maybe not every species of aliens, right? So when I hear someone say, yeah, there's no water on Mars, you know, so there can't be aliens living there, or this and that, you know, that kind of shit, like, there's no oxygen, so aliens can't be living there, you know, aliens can't survive without that shit, and, you know, Earth is the only planet known right now to have these things. It's just entirely stupid when I hear that kind of shit, because you don't know, for one, and two, they're aliens, dude. They're aliens, alright? You're assuming that the aliens are just like us, humans, that they need the same, they require the same things that we do. When I think it's not at all that. It's just so stupid to me. when I hear that. It just really is, because I just don't get how people could say that kind of shit when, if they're aliens, they could entirely, what they need to survive could entirely be something else, even shit that we haven't discovered yet. So this is what I'm saying, man. Whether this whole thing is real or not, all I know for sure is that aliens are fucking real. Come on. For fuck's sake. Get with the fuck. Just, bro. Alright? Decades of this shit. And motherfuckers still want to be little bitches about this, bro. Y'all being little bitches about everything. And it's pretty fucking retarded. But yeah. Bro, whether this is real or not, whatever, aliens fucking exist. And it should be fucking obvious. Right? It really should. At this point. And to be completely in denial of it is really dumb. Well, and it's like, just because you haven't like experienced some alien fucking shit or paranormal shit doesn't mean you can't believe in it. Doesn't mean it shouldn't even sometimes be obvious. But yeah, that's just, you know, that's what I just wanted to say about all this. And that oh, and another thing, small little story. So yesterday, the night before yesterday, when I read about this whole article and thing, and shit, me and my friend Diego, we were on a call. He called me. Also, I'm fucking sweating. I don't know fucking why. So I'm gonna turn on this fucker. I'll turn off that fan. Let that one just kind of. So now my hair's being retarded and what I shaved, so I don't look that much like shit, right? Anyway, so also face reveal. Anyways, so me and my friend, he had called me the night before yesterday. And he was like, did you hear that? Did you hear that outside? And I was like, no. And then he said he heard something weird, and that 2 military planes or helicopters flew by his house. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of weird. And that they were really low to the ground. And then, you know, he was like, well, I mean, do you see anything? And I looked out my window here. I didn't see anything really. I did, like, a plane was coming this way and flew over a house, but it was dark out, so I'm not sure if it was like a dark brown plane. I almost saw like brown on it for some fucking reason. I don't know. But it had blinking lights, and it was obviously a plane, kind of low to the ground. But it was just one, so I don't know if it's one of the ones he saw or not. But after that, you know, I was still looking at the night sky and everything. There's stars out, right? Which there's not always stars out, which is kind of weird. Even if it's not cloudy. Anyways, and oh, also, I had just smoked. I was like high as fuck. So, and I'll tell you why I'm telling you that now. And again, I'm looking at the night sky. Everything seems pretty normal. I'm not seeing any out of the normal shit. You know, I'm not seeing any like weird movement or anything, right? And again, I had looked at some certain stars and everything, because I like looking at stars anyways. And suddenly, out of nowhere, this motherfucker just starts moving slowly across the sky. And I'm thinking, man, I'm fucking blasted. But then I focus on it and I'm like, wait a second. It's actually fucking moving. And I had that light on, which was making like reflections. And so I turned that off and I opened up my fucking window. We were still on the call and I was like, yo, yo, yo. And it was like, what? Right? And I was like, dude, I'm looking at a fucking UFO. Like, it was originally it was between these two stars, and it wasn't moving. Again, I had been looking across the sky and everything, at stars and shit. There was nothing moving. I had even looked at those set of stars, or what I thought they were all stars, and everything was normal. They were still, like stars. But then suddenly, one in the middle is just started slowly moving. No blinking lights. All right, so it wasn't a plane, and it was moving really slowly, kind of fastish, but mostly just kind of really slow. And yeah, I realized that it wasn't just me being fucking tripped out. It was actually fucking moving. And the thing is, we were on call. It was on FaceTime audio call or whatever, on my iPhone, which is what I'm recording with right now. And when you're on call, you can't record video. And so I was trying. I was like, fuck. And so I didn't know what to do. The one thing that I had done before that I had the idea to try to do was that, which I did this in a video. So if you go back in March, earlier this year, in March, I recorded this video where me and my friend Michael went to this cave, and inside the cave it's really dark. And so when you go on video on your iPhone, right, like, be somewhere where it's dark, right, point at something that's somewhat darkish and go on to video, and it looks like completely pitch black. But if you go where, swipe to photo, it all looks way more lit up on the screen. And so what I did was, for that video, I screen recorded me being on the Instagram, me being on the iPhone's default camera, but on where, like, to take photos, not video, because that way you could see there was a lot more lighting to everything. And so I had the idea to do that, to try to capture it on video. But once I got the idea and I got a screen recording and everything, it was too far for the camera to really be able to pick up anymore. So yeah, it pissed me the fuck off. But yeah, so I saw that shit, and after that, I called him back, and I was like, yeah, I wasn't able to get on fucking camera. But yeah, I just saw a fucking legit UFO. I just saw a fucking, alien shit, right? I saw that shit, you know what I mean? And we stayed on the call for a few more minutes, and he's outside. He was outside playing basketball or whatever. And suddenly, a few minutes later, he's like, yo, I see it. I'm like, see what? That UFO you were talking about? I see it. I'm looking at it right now. It's like, so a white light, like a white, bright fucking, little ball, no flashing lights, like a plane, just slowly moving. He's like, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. And I was like, what the fuck? Because he's 15 minutes away from me, by the way. I don't know in which direction, but he's 15 minutes away, and the motherfucker was moving kind of in that direction. So either it was the same UFO that I saw, and it arrived at his place, which is kind of weird. Like, did they know we were on call talking about it? I don't know. Or it was just more than one, which is a definite possibility, but apparently it was basically apparently like the same one that I had just been looking at. Because again, it was going slowly, but it's also a possibility. Obviously, the motherfuckers, if it's a UFO, then it can go at like hyperspeed, and then be at a different location. But yeah, it popped up where he was at, flying across the sky slowly above his house, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? So yeah, we saw that shit, and then we were talking about, and like, we were mostly just, we were joking about it, but it's also a possibility, of course. We were like, yo, we're about to get invaded. Like, yeah, we're just talking about that, be like, yo, it's time. It's fucking time. We're getting invaded. We're getting invaded. It's happening. You know, we're just kind of joking. And then yesterday happened. And then I saw the article and everything. And I was like, holy fuck. We predicted the fucking future. Or some shit. Then I called him back a few after I made that post talking about it. I called him and I called him. And I was like, it really was time. You know? Just first thing I said, you know, it really was time, motherfucker. And he's like, what? Because I had sent him the post, but he hadn't opened the message yet. And so eventually I called him. And he was like, yo, what up? And I was like, it really was time. He's like, what? And he was like, you know what we were talking about last night, you know? Saying how it was time? Well, bro, it really was motherfucking time. Like, and then he saw it, and then he was like, what the fuck? And, yeah. So, yeah, that was UFO story. Just before this whole fucking thing, literally a night before. So, yeah. Which I still have these videos of UFOs that I kind of caught on camera. It's a whole story. I have so many stories to fucking talk about. But I have talked about a few. For example, the one where, you know, got my fucking dick raped. Yeah. Which, y'all motherfuckers just love to fucking hate my vlogs. Go ahead, you're still giving me attention. Yeah, I have so many fucking stories. And they're all true stories to tell. And it's just so many that at this point, I don't know if I can get to them all. But I will. I fucking will. Alright? But, yeah, so... Anyways, it's been 41 fucking minutes. We'll make that... 42. And, yeah. So, Galactic Federation, aliens, rings of Saturn. You know what I mean? And, yeah. Also, I just want to fucking say, just real quick for now, y'all motherfuckers just love to, like, when I'm not kidding, you guys fucking think I'm serious, and when I'm serious, you think I'm fucking joking. What the fuck? Like, I get, when I'm serious, yeah, I still like to kind of make jokes here and there, of course, that's just me. But when I'm saying I'm telling the story, when I say I'm like, you know, telling the truth, being honest and shit, you think I'm fucking joking anyways. Like, what the fuck? And when I'm joking, you think I'm serious. A lot of times, you know? Because, yeah, I like offensive humor. But it's humor. They're jokes. Fuck. But anyways, yeah. Fix that, alright? I know I'm complex or whatever the fuck, but like, fix yourself. Fuck, man. But anyways. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got some good alien info. And hey, if you want to read up about this yourself, just Google or whatever search engine you use. You should use DuckDuckGo. That's a great thing. Just search up alien news or Galactic Federation, shit like that, and, you know, the article should show up for you. The Wall Street Journal just also posted some, like, troll article or some shit about this whole thing. So, I don't know. That kind of discredits the Wall Street Journal. I don't think they're supposed... I don't know, bro, but... Yeah, anyways. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. And, hey, share the video if you liked the video. And to get the fucking news out. People... This shit needs to be spread out more. You know, shit like this needs to be talked about more. Again, like months ago, the government legit acknowledged the existence of UFOs and shit. But nobody talked about it. So, let's talk about that kind of shit, alright? Let's get it out there. So, yeah. And, subscribe for all kinds of content, motherfuckers. Yeah, I think that's about it. Anyways, you know the motherfucking outro. You motherfucking cunts. I'm gonna fuck your mother. And she's gonna fucking like it. Anyways, rock out! Why isn't it not